Hi, this is Muhammad Tuhami of Midway Simplicity, and welcome to a new episode of the Midway Simplicity Show, where I invite simple living advocates to share with you a few tips, practical tips that are not too harsh for your lifestyle and that can help you simplify the five most important aspects of your life, which are time, health, and things that you own, finances, and relationships. And today I have a very special guest. She is Courtney Carver of BeMoreWithLess.com. And what can I say about her? She's one of the very few people or simple living experts who have a huge impact on me personally when I started studying the topic of simplicity. I can easily say that she's the guru of gurus. She knows about simple living like no other. So I would like to welcome Courtney. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
So tell us a little bit about yourself and the Be More with Less concept and what you do at your blog.
Sure. Well, first, I'd like to say that I'm definitely not a guru. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm so glad that I've had an opportunity to help you and that the blog has been helpful. But it's really just been my own experiences and
Yeah,
learning from others and putting simple practices into my daily life and
yeah,
realizing the benefit that has made the biggest difference.
yeah,
So it's I'm a work in progress for sure, not a guru, and
yeah.
excited to connect with people like you and your readers and continue to learn and grow.
Awesome. And why did you choose the Be More with Less to be the defining principle for your blog?
Well, I think that so often we measure ourselves by what we get done
Yeah,
and what we own and how much more we have to do. And I really wanted to take that doing part out of the equation
yeah.
and really think about truly being more with
Hmm.
less, whether it be less stuff,
Yeah,
less obligation, certainly not less health and
yeah,
things like that. But I think that there's this, this great synergy between less and more. The
yeah,
less negative things we have, the more positive things we have an opportunity to embrace.
yeah. Okay, that's awesome. So let's move into a tip in regards to simplifying your time.
Sure. So for simplifying your time, I think that we really have to stop overextending ourselves and saying yes to everything. I
Yeah.
think we live in this world of immediacy and everyone wants everything yesterday
Now.
and
Yeah,
we want to make
yesterday.
everybody happy.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we say yes, and then we either fall short or we don't do our best work. So
yeah,
I think that we have to be okay saying no or
yeah,
saying no, not right now, and
yeah,
doing things at a slower pace.
yeah, yeah. I think no, not right now is a way that will not make you feel guilty when you say it, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
And really, if you think about it, there shouldn't be that much guilt or any guilt
yeah,
associated because when you say yes, but you mean no, you're not doing the person that you
mm,
said yes to any favors.
yeah, yeah. True. So let's move to health. What tip do you have for us?
Yeah, I have a lot of tips about health, but if I had to pick one,
Oh
I
my
would
God!
say,
Let's sorry to interrupt you, but
sure.
one of the things that you impact me with is the advice of 8 weeks to optimum health. When you recommended that book on your blog, it made all the difference in my life. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. It makes a
Yeah,
huge difference. And I think, just taking one step at a time is the
yeah,
most important thing. So,
yeah,
if I had to choose one thing to start with to improve health, is
yeah,
to sleep enough.
yeah,
And I mean, not only does sleeping, for me, it's 8 or 9 hours a night. Other people can get by with a little less or a little more. But
yeah,
once you find that optimum number of hours to sleep, I think that when you're well rested, you can make better decisions about the rest of your health.
yeah,
And also all of the great health benefits that come from sleeping enough. I mean, you
yeah,
wake up, you're clear-headed, and it benefits your body and your brain to sleep enough. So when you're sleep deprived, and I've been that way before, I'm sure you have been too. You're just not in a good place.
Yeah, some people say that it's not about the how much you sleep. It's about the quality of the sleep itself, how good you sleep. So I can sleep 4 hours, but which can be much better than sleeping 10 hours, for example. So how do you see this issue, and how can we have quality sleep?
Wow, I guess that's different for everybody. For me, I need darkness. So I need the windows open so that there's air coming in, but the shades shut, so it's really dark. And I like a little bit of ambient noise, so I sleep with a sound machine, and whether it's a little bit of a thunderstorm or something going on in the background, it really seems to help. And of course, everybody has those evenings where something's on your mind and you wake up, and I think in that case, instead of trying to suffer yourself back to sleep and work to forget about it, you just need to get up and either write a few notes or do whatever it takes so that you're a little bit calmer and can go back to sleep. But for me, 4 quality hours of sleep would not be enough. I need 8 or 9 hours in the bed.
That's great. So let's move to the things. How can we simplify the things that we own, declutter our stuff, organize our stuff, our space, our environment, and so on?
Sure. I think it's for sure not about organizing. I know I have spent my whole life trying to get organized, and it never happened. So for me, it was just owning less, having less. And the first step, the most important place to start, I think, is to declare a clutter-free zone, whether that be a countertop or an office or an entire room or a corner of a room that is sort of your clutter-free sanctuary, so to speak. And then even when other parts of your home get chaotic, you can go back to that place and say, this is how I want my house to be, how I want my life to be, and sort of work towards that. But I think that's better than just trying to do it all, because then it becomes overwhelming and we go back to our old ways.
That's a smart tip, a very smart tip. Thank you for that. So now let's move to the finances, the most appealing part of our lives. So what do you have for us there?
Well, I think that the best way to simplify your finances is to start an emergency fund, regardless of where you are in your financial planning. So even if you are head over heels in debt, or wherever it is that you are, I think that savings, that emergency fund of $1,000, for instance, or whatever that number is that you deem to be, not so that it could carry you through a year of life, but just so if small things come up, they don't completely derail your efforts. And for me, I found that once I started that emergency fund, those emergencies came up less and less. So that's really, in terms of peace of mind and a little bit of financial stability, I think a small emergency fund is the best way to get started.
So what should be in this fund, like 6 months of living expenses or 1 year or
It depends really where you are. I mean, again, I think that if you are in the process of paying off debt, you aren't really in a position to save 6 months or 9 months of living expenses. So just focus on that $1,000 or $500 instead of saying, I could never put money away, so I'm just not going to do it. Instead, start small and put, like I said, $500 or $1,000 aside. And then you can really stay focused on your financial goals even when an emergency comes up.
That's good. Makes sense. And now let's move to relationships, a very critical area of our lives that we don't usually we are not usually conscious about making it something of high quality or even simplified. So what can we do to increase the quality of our relationships and make it more simplified.
And I think that relationships are the most important part of our entire life.
Yeah.
You know, it's the people that support us and that share our lives and our experiences that make this whole journey really worth living. And I think we have to treat it with that much importance. And so instead of trying to fix things when they go bad or waiting until things are bad before you try to make them better, try to make them better proactively and think, you know, every day for the people that are closest to you, you know, what could I do today to make their life a little better? Or, I mean, just a tiny little thing like a phone call or an email, or perhaps a chore that you know they have to do that you could do. And that may be for a relationship within a marriage or your children or a great friend, or, you know, maybe it's somebody that doesn't have a lot of great relationships in their life. How can you make their life better? And that really does two things. I mean, it takes the focus off of yourself, which, I mean, we're far too self-absorbed. We think about our lives and our health and our money and ourselves all day long. So when we can turn that focus to someone else, I think it makes us better people. And we get a chance to really connect by just saying, what can I do for that person today? And if you think about that every day for at least one person, I think that you'll find a dramatic improvement in all of your relationships.
Definitely. I believe that's a very powerful question, and it's simple question, but it can cause great results, I believe.
I think so too. And it's just that having that awareness and thinking about it. You know, you don't realize how powerful you really are in terms of how you can change someone else's day or life.
Well, that's great. Courtney, tell us a little bit about the work that you do at your blog, Be More with Less, and your online courses, and how people can get more from you.
Sure. Well, I have sort of a virtual headquarters at CourtneyCarver.com where you can sort of see all the projects that I'm working on. But I generally split my time between writing either blog posts and books, or in doing business consulting. I think that there's a great need for simplicity in business, just as there is simplicity in life. So it's my intention to help people really focus on the essential and get rid of the cobwebs and the unnecessary in their life and their business.
Oh, that's awesome. So mainly it's CourtneyCarver.com, and for simple living it's BeMoreWithLess.com.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure and honor to have you in the show today.
It's great to talk to you.
Thank you very much, and I hope to have you again.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.